This Park Commission meeting on November 16th to order. I'll start with the pledge of allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We do have a quorum. If anybody has a conflict with anything coming up, let me know. Adjustments in the public review of the minutes from October 19th. That's in your packet.
So I do, well, sorry, just going back really quick. I do have something I want to bring up that's not on the agenda. I just have a question, and I think it's just a question for you, Patty. So I can do it at another point, or I don't know if we want to do it as like.
Oh, sorry, yeah, I did just jump through public. Well, let's do the minutes and we'll bounce back to you. How's that sound? Entertain a motion to accept the minutes of the October 18th meeting. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor? So moved, so back up to public to speak.
Who made the motion? I'm sorry, you did.
Yep, sorry.
Okay, so I'm just asking this, just because I happen to be part of a conversation today at school. And so I'm just looking for some clarification, I guess, as also as a park commission person, and I know this isn't a park thing, but it's a Parks and Rec thing.
Yeah.
About, I know Abby, found out today that the rec department was not doing the $5 voucher that they've been doing for kids for the books. And so I'm just curious, on like the partnership aspect of the rec department, I guess. Are we like
Well,
backing out of things? Like what's up with that?
we never, I mean, we were talking about budget things yesterday, me and Liz,
Oh, okay.
and
I don't know, we've never talked about it.
what we were talking about, it was kind of tightening up. Cause there's never been really a Parks and Rec director. So now there's more focus on the budget and things coming in and going out. And just trying to tighten up certain things. There's a lot of things that we are doing in the future. So, you know, when it comes to spending the money, you know, like field, you know, like the baseball diamond, that needs a lot of work. There's other things here and there, but in order to do that, you know, there's certain things that we gotta kind of tighten up. And a lot of it's, you know, there's a lot of donations out there that we've done in the past, that there's other ways we can go about it. But then, like, I know what you're talking about, we never even talked about that yesterday, so I never said no
Okay,
on that,
okay.
but.
So I wonder if maybe from the conversation,
That we
I don't know, I didn't,
It might have been the conversation we
Okay.
had, that she took it as that we weren't doing it.
okay, so
So-
like maybe just deciding, I'm just curious, and I was just trying to think of it. I know that it has been brought to us before that a lot of, I think when Keith was here and, but it started with him and Liz, kind of what we were finding with a lot of our programming was that they would kind of do things, and then the fitness center would do things, and then the school was doing things, and none of it was actually getting participated in the way that it should.
Yeah.
Or we were getting, because everybody was doing something, and so a lot of it was trying to partner together so that not necessarily that we needed the help of different things, but more people participated and we weren't like overshadowing somebody else. So I just was curious where that was going now, that's all, because it's, having been on the other end of those things, I know the conversations were had. So I'm just curious, because like I'm on the wellness committee too, and a lot of the things that we did as the wellness team, we would partner with the rec department and the fitness center. So like the school, like the three entities did a lot together. So I was just curious, like what direction we were going in there.
Yeah, there was a lot of talk too about, you know, like, I have my budget, you know, for the town. And then, you know, the school has their budget from the town, and working that kind of thing, some of those donations could be worked into your budget proposals.
Sometimes not that easy,
but-
but yes, okay, I just was curious on that,
Yeah.
because things that, so wellness committee, budgets so much, fitness center budgets so
Yeah.
much, and then things come up that we decide as a group that we kind of wanna do, and so you can't always budget for things that you haven't been able to plan for, so,
Yeah,
I was just curious,
Yeah.
that's all, I just wanna know going forward.
but we didn't really talk about it, so that's something like,
Okay.
I'll get in contact with Liz.
Okay,
But she did bring it up like a couple days ago prior to when we met
Mhm.
yesterday, but we never said yes or no on it.
okay, just curious, just like I said, because I sit on the wellness committee, and we do a lot of things together, and then
Yeah.
Lindsay does the fitness center and the wellness committee, so just
Yeah.
wanted to know kind of going forward if that was something that was gonna like be changing, so.
So
Thank you,
I will catch up with Liz on that too.
okay,
you know,
all right,
So,
thanks.
Any correspondence, Matt?
No.
No park use permits, so new business, the ice rink I see in the last page here is prototype of what. I'm
So-
looking at.
the renovations that will be happening in the future with the Quasic, the engineer that's involved, we kind of gave him an opportunity to look at what we could do with having it in a Quasic. Because, we're thinking about, here in Rangeley, we have the skate club that's involved with Haley Pond. So there's been a lot of talk of having one back here, in the field, but having it so close to Haley Pond where we already have a good program, we were thinking maybe Wausau could use something like this. And so we mentioned it to the engineer that's involved, and he's gonna, make up some ideas and, kind of present us what he thinks would be a good option.
Would it be
And-
covered or no?
What's
Would
that?
it be covered?
No, well, we haven't gotten that far. But, on the back side of your packet is an example of what, we do. It could fit on the basketball court, fit on the tennis court, something like that, but it's an option.
All right, could you freestand it too if you wanted, I guess, or does it have to? I mean, it is freestanding, but it's
Yeah.
the size of a basketball court, right?
Yeah.
So, okay.
Basically.
I mean,
So we're looking
or a
for
tennis
a
court.
plus,
Yeah.
right?
And it's, some of the things we're looking at, it's easy to set up. I mean, it's basically a puzzle and it's planks, and they say it probably takes you an hour to set. And the fire department would be involved every winter to fill it.
Yep. Plug it up.
Who would maintain the ice?
It would be probably the rec department.
So it's not very thick, right? It's just whatever. It's like
No, it's-
4 or 6 inches or something. Good, so we'll just keep an eye on that as we move along with the plans of the Quasic now.
Should this be where I talk about,
Yes,
Okay.
so the shed, or
Yeah.
the warrant hut.
yeah,
I talked to Joe about it, and he doesn't have a problem with it.
Yep.
So basically, we gotta find a spot where we can do it, like where. what we
yeah, I
talked
did
about.
measure. I went
Yeah.
over and I had Pete Christensen come and he helped and figured out like how that would work and, cause he knows it obviously more than me, and he said if we put it right where we were, like where you thought by the wood pile there, like in that area,
Yeah.
then they could still use the power from
Yeah.
here. And he thought it sounded like an idea and it would fit no problem. So my question is, like, the ice is freezing over, so like we would be getting the ice shack pretty soon.
Yeah.
So I'm
So-
wondering,
I'll talk to Joe tomorrow,
okay,
first thing about that, and, again, he seemed like he was
Yep.
on board, so.
I did get our insurance quote back, so there's no way we could do it.
Yeah, so if I can get the
Mhm.
official yes.
Yep.
and I'll let-
And Pete said he would go over just like he does every time and set cause there's a log he
Yeah.
sets to make sure it's level.
Yeah.
And
And obviously, I mean, we probably have to go through the board and to officially get the okay, use the park, right?
I'm not even sure what we're talking about, so.
the, you know, the
I'm sorry, I was trying to
shack
follow.
that's always in the parking lot, of our store, the skate club park.
Oh, okay, all right, yes, yeah.
We can't have it there.
Yep.
Because our insurance not up,
Gotcha.
it's been a nightmare. So we just wanted to move it basically like 6 feet onto the town. But it's still nothing.
By the gazebo?
Yeah, it would be like where they have the wood stacked.
Yeah.
For the bonfires, it'd be like right there, so basically it's just moving it 6 feet, and still use the same power source. But it
There
won't
is
be-
there's a perfect spot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's right in.
And we can still have a porta potty, we'll still house all the skates, like none of that will change, it's just. For some reason, the insurance didn't want us to have that.
Yeah, just put it on the agenda.
So.
Never meeting.
So it'll go to selectmen.
When's the next selectmen meeting?
Monday,
Monday.
Oh, perfect, okay.
it's today, Thursday, might not be able to make it, but posted so many days before, right? So it's,
Yeah, 3 days.
so you can cover public to speak if you want.
Okay, Monday.
Monday, 6 o'clock, please.
Oh, that's perfect, because I was just thinking we have a skate club meeting, so we'll just come
There you go.
public speak, okay,
Perfect.
thank you.
No
6
problem.
o'clock,
6 o'clock, sorry, yeah.
perfect. Thank you.
All right, continuing business, Lake and Library Loop, we just did the, little update on that. Anything anybody wants to add or have questions on in regards to that?
No, not really. I just like to thank Larry for putting all the work in he's done, for this. He's doing a great job and we'll just keep moving forward.
So you guys walked what the loop would be, right? Did you do that?
We didn't walk the whole thing. We
No,
just, we
okay.
started by the chamber and just walked, cause what brought the whole thing up was he has a sign, one that was chainsawed down at Noise Overlook, remember last year? So he's come up with like, instead of wood, it's gonna be the same exact kiosk, but he's got metal, it's like that rusty metal stuff, those 3x4 posts or whatever, it looks really nice, I have pictures of it, and he wanted to kind of put it someplace, and he was thinking along the Lake and Library Loop Trail would be great, so we walked it just from Chamber down toward the tennis courts, and he was thinking maybe there and have the walkway go by it, so again, we didn't have to make any decisions tonight, we have all winter to talk about it, but he wants to keep that in mind for, that's why we were down there, really.
I just want-
And just he updated us at the same time with his sketches, and yeah, you should have been there, it was pretty fun. He's doing a great job.
Yeah, that's great. What was his name again, Larry?
Larry Johannes.
Yeah, that guy, okay.
Yeah,
Thanks to you, Jim, too, you've been, carrying this torch for
Very.
4 years. I don't know.
5 years, I think it's 5 years,
It's been a while.
Yeah, so no, it's been fun.
Getting close now.
Yeah,
So playground install, we get to see that, the distance.
So the structure's in, and basically right now is we're working on the groundwork. Trying to bring it to elevation, ADA, and then once we get all the grading done, we bring the wood chips in and hopefully everything's set for April when the kids can use it.
Nice. Looks great.
So happy.
So.
I was just like, when I saw your video, I was like, oh my God.
Did
We've
they,
been waiting so long for
and the
this.
chips get like any kind of edging on them, the whole chips, or they just kind of free fly,
It's,
sort of.
when the grade is flat, I mean, it's basically like a plastic. And you're gonna just, the wood chip layout. And just, you're gonna have probably, I think it's like a foot of chips. So,
Is there something that we should say to people, because I've had 2 people come in today asking when they can use the playground and why they can't use it now, and can't we just have a community day that we put mulch down?
it's tell them it's a project that's incomplete, and
I love that.
we haven't
Yeah.
gotten to the point
Yeah.
where we can safely.
Yeah,
put people-
Perfect, thank you.
Is there, would it
April is a perfect time. to open.
Yeah, would it be beneficial, Patty, I'm just thinking to prevent a lot of those questions, is like, could we put that as maybe an update from the town? Just because people have seen the video
Yeah.
that you had put out, but it might be worth like on the town website or on the town Facebook page of just saying, hey, we're all kind of excited about the equipment, it's not quite ready, like.
Yep.
And we plan to have it open like
I think
for
people
play
think
in
it's
April.
I've
easy
gotten-
just to help lay
I've gotten
mulch,
phone
you
calls
know?
on it, right?
Yeah.
One says they got their grandkids coming up and on for Thanksgiving,
Yeah.
you know, all excited about it, I'm like, wow.
Yeah,
It just might help to eliminate
Yeah.
some of the questions and
Yeah.
then just like work that. And then we'll make kind of a big deal of it in April.
So, and then,
thinking about it all winter.
you know, while we're talking about the playground too, is the swim dock. I talked to Kayla the other day, who is the secretary for Quinn. Just, I hope ahead and gave her my information, so that, so I'll be in contact with Quinn. And we're hoping to get the excavator down there when the ground freezes, which to me is a good sign. You know, we're a priority on their list.
Good.
Awesome.
So, and then, of course, we got the basketball hoops going in after the winter. I mean, the cement, everything's ready, it just needs, we just put the post in and, you know, so it's ready to go. And Joe had mentioned to me maybe having a ribbon cut, you know, like, everything happening like it is right now.
Yeah.
You know, do something special, make it exciting for the kids.
That'd be cool.
Great, it's all coming together. Pickleball and tennis update, I see you had some stuff in our pack for that too.
And we, from each group, we had a couple of people get together and put together a proposal. Basically some rules that they thought would be great, you know, to help me out on making the final decision. There was a couple of things, you know, that I saw that kind of popped out. You gotta kind of be careful when you say priority. You know, like the pickleball group has priority Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. It is a public court. So trying to figure out like little things like that, you know, it's a start. And there's a lot of good points in here that, you know, will help in the final decision. But we just gotta remember, it is a public, you know, tennis court.
Right, because local pickleball and tennis groups, I can understand if they come in the agreement, we got it Monday, Wednesday, Friday, we got it Tuesday, you know, whatever, but if somebody's from out of town.
Which they
and they're
stated
down
later
there-
in the paragraph that, you know, if they arrive, when their group arrives, if there's somebody there, they wait.
Okay, yeah. I
You know, it was
yeah.
stated,
Okay,
but
good.
I just, you gotta reword some of that, like priority.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of a rough when it's a public court,
Right,
you know.
definitely.
And then the last part of it there, paragraph 8, the definition of open play rules, it gets complicated.
It does.
It's like, yeah, so,
You know, what it comes down to at some point, when we can afford it, is they need to do some courts. You know, and, you know, for the time being, we'll work something out, but it's tough when you got these two groups, and
right,
especially when they're large groups.
Mhm.
I mean, it's hard to say 1 hour, you know, per group. So, you know, we're trying to work out like groups of 8 or more here, they get a 3-hour limit. And it's a very fine line. It's trying to, you know, work with the large groups, but then you get someone that's a group of 8 or more that's there for 3-4 hours. You know, that one person that showed up 3 hours ago, you know, it's tough. I mean, it's tough. But, I mean, there's a lot of planning on this, and it's a big help that they're, you know, they've come together and been able to talk about it.
So it's worked out good.
It has.
Yep.
so I kind of like the sign a little bit,
Yeah.
you know, kind of black and white, you know. I don't know if we can do that, can we do that? Can you do that?
I mean, it's something to look at. You know, and signage was always a problem, so.
Well, that's good. So comp plan directives. We've all kind of,
We've all kind of been bad.
I met with Steve Hewens.
Yeah.
For like an hour and a half, and we talked, you know, about everything from the park and, the programs, the rec program. And how everything comes together, you know, everything from fishing, you know, how do we, you know, include the park and fishing and, you know, like having a corner where you could be allowed or just, and then extending the beach and, you know, how do we make the park better? But it was pretty interesting.
You can see in there too about the Lincoln Library Loop Trail, that kind of fits in there too.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's.
And if anybody gets, 5 minutes or they want some good reading material, feel free to read through those directives from before, and see if there's any changes you want made or whatnot. Comp plan is moving forward
It is moving forward.
very nicely, so.
Because they had, like, Steve Hewens was in charge of the Parks and Recreation side of things, and then who else was involved, like Chris Farmer, you know, had their homework to do.
Yep, okay.
So, and then, as far as I know, like, what me and Steve talked about, they're gonna get together and kind of come up with a proposal or whatever. Once, you know, everybody does their homework and then come up with something and I guess move forward from there.
Perfect. Any updates on dog park? You still waiting to hear back from people or?
Yeah, that's been on hold with all, like with the playground and everything going on, but that's a big project for me this winter, once things slow down.
Yep, no, good.
I mean, there's some people I wanna talk to give me more information.
I don't know if you were there tonight, I was the first one there, and there's a little old lady walking with her 2 dogs. You see her? So she's walking by, and I said, well, you might be interested in this, we're talking about a pathway going around here. She just says, I'd rather have a dog park.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny. Wow.
She's a little old lady, she's in the Episcopal church, she's in a walker, but she didn't say her name, but I forgot it, but. So I said, well, we're working on that too. So,
That's
anyway.
All right, anybody have anything else? All right, next meeting, December 21st, wow. Everybody good for that one?
no game scheduled for that night, so yes, it's up right now.
2 weeks ago.
That's Thursday. All right, motion to adjourn then. 5:20. Motion in a second, all in favor? You got it. Kept up with us.
I did.
Thanks for meeting out there today.